My name is Yusuf Adamu Gagdi. I represent Panshinkanke Kanan Federal Constituency. I'm a member of the House of Representatives. I wish to call on the general public to watch the Parliament program, which is in DSTV channel 370. It's one of the better program that will keep you informed in understanding the activities of the Parliament and the activities of your representative across Nigeria. So, viewers and listeners, I wish you join me and watch the Parliament in DSTV channel 370. Thank you.
For decades, Nigeria's political sphere was faced off by age restrictions that locked out a vital segment of the population. But in 2018, a powerful movement changed the narrative. The Not Too Young to Run bill passed into law reduced the age limit for running for political office from 40 to 35 for the presidency, 35 to 30 for governorship and senate, and from 30 to 25 for the House of Representatives and state assemblies.
The Not Too Young to Run bill, then sponsored and passed into law by the then President Muhammadu Buhari. I would say that this bill is one of the most timely initiatives in the history of democracy, particularly to us as Africans and Nigerians, where we as youths are given limitless opportunity to run for any political office to represent the interests of our people in public service.
Not Too Young to Run is a constitutional amendment bill passed by the Nigerian legislature which reduced the age limit of running for elective offices in Nigeria. Since it became law,
that given the demography of we culminating to 60% of the total population of this country, we have what it takes. We should actually be considered and we should have a place and a stake in the policy making and day-to-day running of our society. First, I am calling on the youth to actively build a reputation that represents public standard, to be able to sit in the helms of affairs, to air out their submissions without any limitation of youthful exuberance.
Political landscape has begun to shift. A new generation of leaders is emerging with fresh ideas, digital savviness, and a burning desire to rewrite Nigeria's story. The Not Too Young to Run movement was more than legislation. It was a declaration that democracy belonged to all, not just a few.
It's a very, very nice idea because we have voted for leaders whom we believed in under the rain, under the sun, and if a youth who is from age 25 and above can run an office, I don't think it's a bad idea because the youth have known better and they have grown wise to see that the people we have elected into offices are not fulfilling the promises they have for us. Yeah.
I am actually for people who are agitating for younger people to be in politics, but there are key factors that one will consider before even going into politics, which the financial capacity. There is no plain level ground for the younger people, that is the younger generation, to even go into politics, because at which age will you be able to gather the money? At which age will you be able to know the people? At which age will you be able to know your environment and then venture into the politics? So for me, I'm actually agitating for younger people of age to be in politics, but at which level will you be able to acquire all these resources? At which age will you be able to know your constituents, know your people, and then equally go into the politics properly? And who will support you, who will pay you, who will foot your bill? I get me. So for me, I'm praying that maybe someday we'll have people, the younger people, that will actually go into politics. But there are policies, government policies, that are not even helping the younger people to even go into the politics properly. Because how much is the form? How much do you have to offer the electorate to vote for you when the older ones they have gathered enough? So for me, I'm agitating that someday God will help us to go into politics.
I think people of that age, they are not matured enough to control such political positions at this present time.
Okay, like what age are you?
I think we should go for 30, 35. 35 to 40, I think is very, very okay. They are matured in minds to go into that political position.
Going, the sponsoring of a bill that is ongoing about not too young to run, meaning giving the young talents, the young people an opportunity to be part and parcel of governance, either at the federal, state, or at the local government level. I would say, honestly, this is a great opportunity for the young people that have been clamoring for good governance all this while and that have felt sidelined all this while. If this bill pushed through and comes to pass, it is a step forward for the young people to be actively involved in politics so that they are not told or they are not left behind of what is going on in their life.
It's long overdue for the youth to indulge into political position and into politics, because we've been hearing for a very long time that youths are the leaders of tomorrow. And then since when we were small, now that we've grown up, we've seen that the leaders that have been ruling us are still the ones, since when we were crawling, are still the ones ruling us. So it's high time youth comes into election to be able to salvage the situation in the. So it's high time youth comes into politics.
Honorable Daniel Asama is the current member representing Basa Jos North Federal Constituency in the 10th House of Representatives under the platform of the Labour Party. He was declared winner following the court-ordered rerun House Representative elections in Plateau State on February 5, 2024. He is married with children.
My name is Honorable Ambassador Daniel Asama. I represent the people of Basa Jos North Federal Constituency here in Plateau State. Of course, we insist we are still the home of peace and tourism. It's just a phrase that encompasses a lot of things. The idea behind it is to encourage people who feel younger to participate in politics. I'm not mixing my words. I say people who feel younger to participate in politics, because the definition of young is very relative, especially that the United Nations has its own definition and people across the world have a definition of what they think young is. I want to understand the philosophy behind the words rather than the literal meaning of the words. I think the philosophy behind it, or the ideology behind it, is to encompass younger people into politics. I think all the policies are there already that have been passed to the not too young is signed already. So the policies are there already for every young person to participate thing, though, is to encourage younger people to participate. The policies are there, government willingness has been shown. We have quite a bit of younger people in governance, more and more than ever before. We are seeing younger people in administrative positions, even in the legislature. I would say, like I said in the beginning, is the whole idea is to encourage younger people to get into politics and governance. So if you look at it, you will see that it's starting to take a shape. Younger people are beginning to participate more and get into the system. And for the policies, they are all in place. The environment is all in place.
Despite the progress, young people still face barriers, including ageism, cost of contesting, and lack of internal democracy within political parties.
But these young people have to be willing to be mentored and yield into the mentorship program and agreed to be mentored. Your best way up is down. Your vulnerability is your point of strength. Your acceptance of your shortfalls is not cowardice, it's just a point of strength. You start to build your strength from where your weakness lies. Until you accept your weakness, you will not build on it. If you're able to convert your weaknesses to strength, you win. So all you need to do is to sit back, take out your pride, count your losses in life, and think of what made you get those losses. And now sit back again and think of the best way you could get out of that. And if it is through mentorship, lay down your pride, find a person who will mentor you. Sometimes, a lot of the times, people who you think are good mentors will decline. I have done that to a few people. Sometimes mentors wouldn't want to start something they will not take to the very end. And possibly sometimes maybe they didn't see potentials of yielding in you. A mentor always wants to see some iris, some kind of room, flexibility in the person they want to mentor. As a mentee, you need to be able to show the mentor you could be loyal, you could be obedient, you will yield and agree with his submission as the authority.
To increase youth participation, young people need to organize within their parties, build their influence, and push for fair internal democratic processes.
Before now, I've been in the NGOs. I work with orphans and vulnerable children, less privileged children. I do community development. We work with the elderly. We work with senior citizens, older people. In my about 2 decades of this work, I've learned a big lesson. I started working feeling like I'm working for orphans and less privileged children and vulnerable kids. At some point in the course of my work, I discover that it is not only the poor, it is not only the orphan that are necessarily poor, it is not only the less privileged children that need help. I will tell you, I got into politics just because of humanity. I love humanity. The first reason I was doing the NGO work was for humanity. And I only thought, and I still believe, that politics would give me a bigger platform to attend to humanity. It's as simple as that. And I joined politics believing that it's a bigger platform from where I'm coming from. I'm coming from the NGO, which could be narrowed in some occasion, but now I'm a member of the House of Reps, which is a bigger platform for me lives more. So I want to influence, affect, and, and offer succor and bring humanity back to where it should. I'm telling you, it sounds like a big dream, sounding like I'm a messiah, but I'm not. But my little quarter in this life, I will contribute for the little days I have. I will not sit back and give up and give in because of the quantum and the size of the trouble and how humanity is struggling. In the NGO we work with, we call Community and Children's Care Center. Internationally, we're called Back to Back. It started in America, um, to Mexico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, India, Nigeria, and we learned one big lesson. Truly speaking, it's just about one child, and another one child, and another one child, and another one child. So we have a slogan, we said we make a difference for one. So if I make a difference in a child, and I make it another child, and then another child, it keeps going. And before you know it, the statistics now is almost 200 million orphans around the world. We will influence their lives, possibly all of them. How many adults do we have in the world? We have more than I think about 4.5 billion adults. If every adult influences the life of a child that is an orphan, they are done. We have done well to them. So I believe in that. I cannot change the world in a day. It's a process, but I strongly believe it's possible. I'm not giving up about changing the world.
Overall, the Not Too Young bill has been a significant step towards increasing youth participation in Nigerian politics, but more work needs to be done to address the challenges faced by young people in contesting and winning elections.
But I will tell you though, sincerely, um, there's still a challenge in terms of resources. A lot of the younger people can suffer resources deficiencies, especially when it comes to material resources to execute campaigns and get to elected offices. And sometimes appointments in this country are done based on participation in the polity. If you participate fully in the polity, there is some kind of gratification that happens everywhere in the world. People who participate in the polity kind of have some kind of gratification in terms of appointments. When the people you support or the faction you support is winning, you get benefits in some ways by which could be that you're in the center of the government to administer an office or some kind of appointment. So resources could be some of the challenges that younger people had been facing and would continue to face, as I foresee this not too young to run. Than to move my motions and bills and believe that the president will assent to it or something. I don't think any parliamentarian has anything different to do about that. You only move, you do your bit, and believe that the executive will do their part. A lot of the motions and some acts, not all of them are subject to the president. Some of them can be taken care of by some other agencies of government. But there are things that are on the exclusive list. And those things in the exclusive list lie solely with the center of governance, which will be the president. And you would have to be patient. I know bills that has gone through a whole dispensation and never passed through. Another assembly will have to come and repeal and reenact again. So it happens everywhere in the world. There could be exigencies on the executive. There could be political interest. There could be lack of concurrence from the other. We're bicameral. There could be lack of concurrence from the other side of the parliament. Anything can happen, and have a bottleneck on your bills or motions. Everything is a bureaucracy. It's a bureaucracy of the system. Bureaucracy is a healthy one, makes a system function well, but when it's a bit too much, those bottlenecks are not really good for us. But it is what it is. You do your role, you play your part. I have about 14 bills so far. I think about 6 have gone through second reading. Um, I have quite a number of motions as well, petitions and all of that. I've done a lot of I've been very active in my committee oversights and functions. I've been very active in committee works. Um, I feel like legislatively, I am. I feel like I'm doing well legislatively. I feel comfortable where I am legislatively. Um, there are some other things, even legislatively, that I need to continue to work on to improve on. Um, you know about it. You've been with the parliament. You know the parliament is. It can be tasking if you really want to work and want to do the right thing. 14 bills in a year is a lot. Federal universities, establishment bill for University of Jos, establishment bill for College of Health Technology, um, lab technology, establishment bill for relevant education. I mean, and then I also have constitutional amendment bills for human rights. I have like 2 of those. I have also a gender bill. I have quite a number of bills. To tell you sincerely, when I came into the parliament, the first thing of which I knew would be my priority. It was and it's still been the priority of this constituency in Plateau State at large. Is the issue of insecurity. And when I came in, the first bill, the first motion I moved was on insecurity. My very first motion, the very first day in the parliament, was a motion of urgent public importance, the implementation of the Police Act, full implementation of the Police Act, the full implementation, because the act has been passed. The full implementation means also doing the community policing and equipping and arming the community policing to some certain level to be able to be an auxiliary for the conventional police. My hope and desire and my push is that we should work in a way in this country that we don't have to be taking relief materials elsewhere, because we are mitigating the problem, not just managing the situation, mitigating, wiping out, doing away with the situation in its entirety. And yes, can Nigeria do it? Yes. Do we have the capability and the capacity and the intelligence and ability to do that? Yes. Stay strong, Plateau North. Stay strong, Plateau State. Stay strong, Basa local government. Stay strong, Irigwe brothers. Stay strong. When the people you are representing misunderstands you, it's extremely painful. When they misunderstand you, they become ungrateful. When they misunderstand you, they become demanding. In fact, they do not only become demanding, they start to have a sense of entitlement because they are misunderstanding. And that is very painful. It's one of my lowest moments when I did all the efforts I can to bring something that I know is for the good of the people, and they're not able to see it. And the reason it's painful is because they cannot see it. It's just, they are not deliberately doing it. They just can't see it. It's just what it is. They cannot see it. You cannot blame a blind man for stumbling on a stone. You cannot blame him. You can only be angry that he broke your egg. But you don't blame him. He didn't see the egg. But you have the right to be sad. Your eggs are broken because he walked on the egg. But he's a blind man. So it's a dilemma. It's a point where I don't blame them, but it's painful, especially when they don't understand how much you're doing for them, and it is not in the purview of a space that you will make them understand pivotally that this is what you're doing for them. They may not have the adequate background information for them to understand what you're doing. They may not have the in-depth understanding of the system for them to understand what you're doing. And they may not be at a place in mind and in competence and capacity for you to explain and make them understand. So all you need to do at that time is to breathe in, suck it, and move on. This parliamentary system, as a first timer, it is a bit difficult. I mean, maneuvering the terrain. Of course, like every other institution, there is the internal politics, and there is ranking and superiority everywhere in the world, and it plays out. Sometimes it's not constitutional, but it plays out by those mutual blue collar system of work. It just happened. So that can tell on you hard. I'm calling on the center. I'm calling on Mr. President, sir. You are doing a lot. Plateau people loves you. They do love you. And guess what, Mr. President, sir? They also believe in you. I am from the Labour Party. I'm not an APC person. But I'm loyal to the president because he is my president, regardless. And I like a lot of your policy, Mr. President. I have seen some of your policies that are similar to his policies. So why wouldn't I like you? I'm about governance. It's not politicking time now. It's about the people. And so far I've seen some really good policies. I'm with you all the way. Stay strong, Osajo Snow. Stay strong, Irrigation Nation. Stay strong, Plateau State. Stay strong, my brothers in Bokos. Stay strong, my brothers in Mangu. Kwampan, stay strong. My brothers in Wasi, stay strong. Because we are peaceful. Because we want peace.
Hello, viewers. My name is Alexander Mascot Ikweche, and I represent the indomitable and imperturbable people of Abadoth and Abasalt in this very propitious assembly. And I would like to crave the indulgence of all the listeners and all the viewers to tune in to DSTV channel 370 and watch the program Feedback. It's a very interesting program. It allows you access to what is going on in the country, policies that are being made. It's a parliamentary program. And I believe it will help our young Nigerians to get in touch with what is happening with their future and know those that are shaping their future. It is important that Nigerians know the people that are leading them and also for them to get involved because as patriotic Nigerian citizens, we must get involved in the business of governance.